surf up. They found him like hiding out. There's like pictures like starting to surface of them, like of him being arrested. Only thing I could say is we could try to keep his legacy alive. And I think he did, like, within the last year, contribute a lot to battle rap. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. And it's an unfortunate situation. And some people, they kind of get mad at the type of blog that I did. It was the last blog was like, yo, it's like tough love, right? And somebody going through something like that, it's a lot of emotions. It's a lot of emotions, but I just put that out so he could see like how I felt, about the situation. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, like when you in that type of lifestyle, it's only two outcomes, two consequences for that. It is, what it is. So it's unfortunate he's got to deal with that, because knowing, or talking to Surf, the amount of times I talk to him, he is a good person. So that's like one of the biggest misconceptions of him, because we all look at the battle rap bravado of these different artists, and some of these artists are not good people. They're not. I mean, just from my interactions and dealing with some of them, but he's actually a pretty good person, which is wild for him to be in the situation that he's in. So hopefully they ended up working all of that out to where he gets like the best outcome. But unfortunately they picked him up, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I don't really agree with it, and this is not the Surf thing. Like, one thing I do like about Charleston White is like he's kind of making people wake up to all of this, bro. You know what I mean? Like this gang life and all, like it ain't doing nothing but like destroying, man. It's destroying the neighborhoods. It's destroying. I don't want to hear about that. Oh, it was founded for this and all that, man. They destroying neighborhoods. Kids are being taken away, going to jail. You know what I mean? And people are dying. You can't even like go down the street without having a gun, and you know what I'm saying? Dealing with these people, you gotta watch what colors you wear in certain neighborhoods and all that. Like gangs are just maybe back in the day, like when you really felt like you had to do it. Now it's not. It's not good, man. It's not good, and we just seen like whatever the situation, you got somebody that a lot of people love, and I ain't here. You know what I mean? So y'all tell me what y'all think. Now I do want to say this, right? First of all, Angry, you got to drop that live, bro. Angry Fan did a live with Harlem Legend, I think his name is, bro. That live was lit. It was lit, bro. You had Harlem Legend like going crazy on Bill Collector, like flaming him, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was wilding on Bill Collector. He made Bill Collector look like a little kid. So I'm interested to see like the full, like the live, and it's just like Bill Collector, he one of them dudes that'll talk crazy to people that he feel like he can beat up, like Mike P, and a Harlem Legend, just put him in his place. So it was interesting to see that. And then he did I think an interview with P. He had P on there. Harlem Legend got into it with P. Very interesting conversation. Very, because he called P out on a lot, and he was just like, yo, because he asked P like you don't create stars. He's like, yo, you don't really create stars. Like, what have you done since you've been there, since your tenure? Like, what stars have you created? You only book people off of your emotions. Like, he's talking about all of this to P and like calling him out. And I'm just like, yo. And then he asked P, he was just like, well, who did you create? Like, what stars did you create? And then P was like, New Jersey Twerk. And then from what I remember is Jazz and Norbs that kind of discovered New Jersey Twerk, and then P tried to clean it up, and he was like, "Well, I developed him into, a superstar." So Jazz and Norbs found him, but he cleaned it up and said he developed him into a superstar. But it's interesting to see that exchange, because a lot of people don't really, not saying like you want to see somebody get jammed up in an interview like that, but a lot of people don't really keep it real with a lot of people. So it was good to see like Harlem Legend kind of calling out all these things. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see that interview drop. Maybe if you don't drop that interview, I'm gonna drop it on my channel, Angry Fan. Wait a minute. It was lit, man. It was lit. You need to drop that, bro. Maybe you're gonna cut it up into different segments. You know what I mean? It's a very long live. You know what I'm saying? But it was very, very good. Now I do want to talk about this, right? The homecoming card, the murder moot card, right? There's some matchups maybe you want to see on there, maybe you don't. It kind of looks like a super fight mixed with, like a possible gnome, right? This is what it looks like to me, So you got Murder Mook versus Geechee Gotti. Obviously, that's going to be the battle on the card. Me personally, I'm going with Mook 2-1. That's just my opinion. But Mook, you can lose this. I'm going with Mook 2-1 on that one. And then you got Kid Slade versus Stumbles. This is a battle that people wanted to see. It was a lot of talk about it, hype about it. Possibly being on like Summer Madness, and the battle got removed from. So there's a lot of talk about that battle. So they ended up putting that on Homecoming, which is going to introduce these guys to Irving Plaza. So it's what they want to do. And then they got, who else they got? They got Arsenal versus Swamp. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Obviously, there's different battles we want to see Swamp take, but it's Arsenal. If you feel like you want to be on the card, they're gonna find a way for him to be on the card. So it's like it ain't really much. Maybe they called Arsenal for it. And with you got an artist that they are kind of developing or somebody that's doing good, you don't just want to throw them into all the matchups you want to see right away because you want to. If they got a contract or whatever, you want to give them battles, keep their profile up, test them, and then like after a while, you give them the battles that people want to see. This is how I'm thinking they thinking. So they're giving Swamp Arsenal. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And then they got Kayshawn versus Jack Boy Maine. This was another battle that people wanted to see. Some people wanted to see it, some people didn't. More so, it was kind of just marketed, as something that Jack Boy really wanted. You know what I'm saying? So they ended up putting that together. And when you look at Sean, yeah, he beat up on Real Sick, but to me, I feel like he needs like another matchup that's kind of like not as big of a profile to kind of get back into the fans' good graces. That's just my opinion, But Sean did very, very well against Real Sick, and so shout out to Sean. But that's what they want to do. They want to do Jack Boy Maine and K Shine, so that's booked. And then they got Vixen versus Jazz the Rapper. So Jazz is outside. She says she was outside. She's really outside, and she's taking the battle. Vixen said before she wanted a build up to the battle, but I guess she just, said forget it. She's gonna take the battle. Irving Plaza, if you're an artist, you're a battle rapper, you want to be on that stage. You know what I mean? So it is what it is with that. Y'all tell me what y'all think. What do I think about the card as a whole? Murder Mook versus Geechee Gotti, Jazz versus Vixen, K-Shine versus Jack Boy Maine, Arsenal versus Swamp, Stumbles versus Kid Slade. It's not a bad card. It's not. I want to see if Kid Slade is going to have a standout performance. I know he's dope, you know what I mean? But I want to see a standout performance. He's going up against Stumbles. Stumbles is actually really good, so I want to see how he's going to fare with that, my personal opinion. Is this like a blockbuster Drake card? No. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just putting it out there. I don't think it is. I think it's an okay card. Is this a card that's gonna make you like go all the way out to New York? You're probably gonna go to New York if you just, a nostalgic battle rap fan and you want to see a battle at Irving Plaza. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And or if you want to see Murder Mook, you gonna, go out there. But as far as, Geechee and Mook, I got Mook 2-1 going into it. Jazz the Rapper versus Vixen. I don't know, bro. You know what, Jazz? What you gonna do with Vixen? Wait a minute. What you gonna do with her? Cause this may not be. I don't know. I don't know about that one. That's a great thing about that battle. Like, I don't know who's gonna win. That's a great thing about that battle. But I don't know. I really don't know who can win. I mean, Vixen I may be leaning towards Vixen. But Jazz is witty. She's very smart. She's witty. And then like, when I'm watching what she just did with Official in that New Orleans card, right? She has some bars in there, bruh. Like, you know what I mean? Like when they would get to her part, like she's pretty dope. I don't know. Vixen is just a lot, bruh. Like when she battled Rock, I was just like, she's the one. You know what I mean? I ain't just talking about what she was wearing. Shout out to Vixen. I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying, like, like her energy, like, oh, bro, she was wilding in that battle, bro. That's arguable battle of the year. You got a few of them. You got that one, Vixen versus Rock. You got a lot of people like Danny versus Rock. You got A Ward versus Rum Denny, and yeah, Vixen versus Rock is one of the contenders. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. I really Maine. I got K Shine winning, and then you got Arsenal versus Swamp. I don't know, bro. Arsenal's a strange character in battle rap, bro. Because it's like you don't know if he's just gonna go in there and just play the gatekeeper role, or he's gonna like go in there and go crazy. You know what I mean? And because y'all remember, y'all thought he was gonna go in there and play around with Geechee Gotti. Look what he did. You know what I mean? Or you thought he was gonna go in there. I don't know, bro. Arsenal's capable of just beating anybody if he felt like it. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Art. I don't know who's gonna win them. Probably. I can't bet against you right now, Swamp. I can't. I got Swamp 2-1. Sorry. Rock with you, Arsenal. Arsenal probably gonna win, but I got Swamp 2-1. And then you got Stumbles versus Kid Slade. I think Stumbles is probably gonna win this one. I don't think Kid Slade's done enough for me to think he's gonna beat Stumbles, but that's why I'm glad they kind of put this matchup together. I was hoping it was gonna be on a different card. You know what I mean? Like I've been wanting to go back to New York, but it is what it is. You got to move forward. You got to try to give these guys a look. Because you can't keep them stagnant. They are in a contract, and you try to give them as much visibility as you can. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Like I said, they got Surf. They got him. So, all we could do is try to keep his legacy alive. Before they got him, he was going into spaces and saying a lot. And one of the things he said in his last couple spaces, he was just like, Tay Rock changed my life. That's what he said. You know what I mean? And he went and was basically just giving him his flowers. Like, like if you really look at his resume and the type of matchups and the battles that he's given you with the consistency and crazy performances, the elevation, and me standing there watching him prepare for these battles. You know what I mean? Not getting sleep and working like a machine to get this material ready and evolving in front of his. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like in front of his eyes, like watching him prepare, for a battle. He gave him a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was basically trying to give as much love as he can to people throughout the spaces. When you facing something like that, it can change you. You know what I mean? So shout out to Surf. Shout out to everything that he did, his accomplishments, Midnight Madness. He kept battle rap lit early in the year. You know what I mean? He gave a lot of different people opportunities. KD, I never would have known who KD was if it wasn't for Surf. You know what I mean? Hustle, I never would have. And what Hustle at? You landslide? Wait a minute. Who you gonna battle? But I never would have known who Hustle was. Like, what was it? Snake Eyes had a standout performance on Midnight Madness, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I think what was it? Snake Eyes versus None standout performance. We got to see Snake Eyes versus New Jersey Twerk. All that Surf. He ended up getting a lot of his team on different cars or trying to help get them on different cars. He was able to help negotiate to get gun titles on the Summer Madness. You know what I'm saying? Surf is a major entity in battle rap. That I think warrants a lot of respect. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Hopefully he gets through it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, I think Ars will beat Swamp. Yeah, I said he probably will. And then I said, and somebody said, if Swamp beats Ars, then what? Y'all know. It's a lot of battles he can take. We'll see. But Arsenal is not. It's just going to come down to whether or not Arsenal's going to play the gatekeeper role or if he's going to really get in there and fight. You know what I mean? And Arsenal can, he can switch everything up and fight with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't know who's going to win that one. I'm going with Swamp just because we seen, Swamp in 2 weeks what he can do. Everybody thought he was going to lose versus Rock. The votes are, neck and neck. I think it's like 1,300 and five, 1350 to 1,375 to Rock. You know, you got Rock, he's got like a massive fan base. To even make it close pretty much tells you like what the battle more than likely was. You know what I'm saying? Like I had Swamp winning the battle, but you know, people are arguing for Rock in the first and the third. But you know, you can't really go against Swamp right now. You can, but I mean, you don't know what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing that I do rock out with Swamp. But Vixen I miss Vixen, bro. I miss seeing her on the big stage. He be wildin'. You know, but Jazz is just very smart and crafty. You know, but you know, Vixen's kind of scaring me because she's been sitting down for a minute. You know, we don't know what she's gonna do. Somebody said Aris and Easy would be a better battle. Yeah, but you gotta think, bro. You gotta think, man. You gotta wait for certain matchups, and then you gotta give certain different people opportunities. You know, there's other cards. You know, in December you're gonna get volume. You're gonna get, you know what I mean. So you might get some matchups that y'all been wanting to see. Unfortunately, we're not gonna get the Surf and Danny Myers. You know what I mean. But you might get some matchups you want to see. You might not. You never know. You know. But right now they're trying to give you what they can, and to introduce all these people to people live in New York. You know, so y'all gonna get a chance to see Stumbles and Kid Slade, Swamp perform in New York, and I think Swamp deserves to be on the Irving Plaza right now. I think he does. You know, I think like that run that he just went on, bro, he deserves that look, man. People to see him and see what he can do. But Murder Mook and Geechee Gotti, I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out. Mook can easily lose this battle. I'm keeping it. You can easily lose this battle to Geechee. I'm going with Mook though. And then you got Jazz and Vixen. I don't know who's going to win that one. Jazz is just, she witty, bro. I don't know who's going to win though. But I'm out. Come and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Stay out of trouble. Tough love, a lot of times, is necessary for people. You know what I'm saying? Like in life. You know, and that's how I operate. But, you know, just everybody stay safe. This is your life. You only, and Jay-Z, he said something crazy. He was like, put anything on me, but please not that law. Like the law is like something crazy, bro. That's a different type of pressure, that a lot of people have dealt with. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. Hopefully he can keep his head up and go through this and get the best outcome. But I'm out. Come rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.